Hello, Carter. So you've started this programming business, and you're going to program computers for people. And tell me about this program that you created here.
Well, I created this LED testing program to test this array of LEDs.
Okay, interesting.
It has a resistor, about 9 wires, and 8 LEDs. In this program, at the beginning, I imported the modules I'll be using. I'm using GPIO board and time. Then I did the GPIO setups to allow me to use certain numbers on the board. Then I took these pin numbers, assigned them to variables. I also assigned true and false to variables. And with that, it makes this nifty little program right here that basically turns on an LED, waits 2 seconds, and goes and turns it off and turns a new one on. At the beginning, it should print. Press Control C to quit, and then clean up the GPIO. And then it asks an input question, which basically is a question or sentence that the user can type in an answer to. And I assign that to H as the variable. And for I in range H, basically takes whatever number they turns it to an integer, a number, assigns it to H, and H is the amount of times this repeats.
Very interesting. And this array that you've created here, this LED array that I'll point at, what are you going to use this LED array for?
Well, I used it to make an accelerometer program to detect the angle of this accelerometer.
Very interesting. And I noticed that accelerometers and gyroscopes, well, they're very popular in most anything nowadays, aren't they? For drones and robotics, and we like robots. At any rate, let's show us how this accelerometer program that you created is working for you. I'm going to turn the camera here. There you go. You got it. Go ahead. So you created another program for your accelerometer, and this program was just to test the LEDs that your accelerometer is using, huh?
Try again. So it says press Control C to quit and then clean up the GPIO. How many times do you want me to run this program?
I would like to see it run, 2 times. How's that? Is that too many times, or it doesn't matter?
It does not matter at all.
Well, let me see it run 2 times. So it's going through the process of steps of each LED one at a time according to your program. Huh. And how long did it take you to create this test program?
About 1 day.
A day to create that test program? I didn't realize it took you a whole day. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I saw it go through the sequence 2 times. So that is very interesting, yes. Okay, I like that.
And now, let me X out the test program. And a Python shell. And if I come over here to the accelerometer program,
tell us how this program
I did about the same thing. I imported time, I imported the board, so I'm able to use pin numbers. But here, I imported this library that's basically allowing me to use my accelerometer.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
And again, I did a GPIO setup, so I'm able to use the numbers on the pins. But this time I did not set each pin for a variable. Instead, I set different ranges to a variable. These ranges state from low to high, and so let's just say R. range from 229 to 255. I'm using R right here in this if statement. If Y is in R, it turns on an LED on this row.
Very interesting.
And I have 8 LEDs. So I have 8 range setups, and I have 8 if statements. So in these if statements, I basically turned all the other GPIOs off, but turned one on.
Very interesting indeed.
And then down here, after it goes through all these if statements, it prints an X, Y, and Z coordinate depending on the position the accelerometer is being held.
Huh. Well, let's see. Can you show
And
this?
it keeps doing that every fourth of a second, except if a keyboard interrupt, which is Control C.
Huh. And you created that as well.
So if we run this, it keeps, as you can see, with the position of my Y coordinate, turns on an LED.
For each different angle. So you can cause this to stay in the middle by holding this device you have called an accelerometer. You're going a little too fast for it, aren't you? Very interesting. Okay, and what are you creating this for? A person that's going to college, a student, isn't that correct?
Yes, it is.
Well, okay. At any rate, what's the name of your company?
ncpcs.com.
Oh, you own this company?
Yes.
Huh, very interesting. Okay. And you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Thank you for taking the time to show us your program.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.